Hi, this is Abdulaziz Khan, and you are in watching a series of video on some financial terms related to telecom operations. In the initial videos, because this is, I think, the seventh video in the series. Initially, we talked about ARPU and its fragility and its usage advantages. Then we are talking about the cost per bit. We talked about how it is calculated, what is the fragility of cost per bit. Now we are talking about the usage. I mean, how you can use this number, what is the best use of this number. Like we talked about ARPU, that's the macro level number. You can talk about the whole company at the same time. So from cost per bit you can get, or you can use it to make some micro decisions. Like for example, you have a team, like you have a sale team, or you have a technical team, or you have any kind of team, I mean, and you want to um, gauge the performance of the team based on your data values, for example, because you are a content provider or you are a telecom provider, service provider company. So for you, the most important thing is that how much data you are able to chip in the market. I mean, how much you are able to provide the data to your users. So you should gauge, you can gauge your company based on the main focus of your company, because like what I have seen that, okay, there are, I am also not saying that you should gauge the performance of your team on the basis of only one thing, because you are a telecom operator, so you should just gauge them based on the main thing that you do. But there is a very much contrary kind of things. I mean, for example, you will go to a company and you will start working there, you will came to know that people are not recognized based on the main essence of the company. I mean, for the company, the main thing that they are doing is that how much data they are able to provide to their customer, but they are gauging all of their teams on some, most of their team on some irrelevant kind of things. Some teams are being gauged on some relevant kind of things as well, like for example how much you make a kind of saving out. Okay, that is not bad. I mean, you should use the saving also as a calculator, but not a single person is being gauged based on how much data they were able to increase, or how much they were able to provide more data to their customers. So if you have a cost per bit of your data, and for example in a region you enhance the usage of the data, then you can use that as a basis to reward your team. That for example, there was a cell site, for example any cell site XYZ. That cell site was initially providing 2 GB data on a daily basis to its customer, and now because of some work of some guys, you are able to double that. You are able to provide 4 GB of data to that area. So you should give a performance appraisal to your team based on that number, not on any other number. So that's why this is a very best usage of cost per bit that an operator can do, and he should must do. I mean, that he should try to use this value to gauge the performance of their teams. And then when you are making new plans, for example, we know that the companies, they come with a new plan on daily basis. Sometimes they bring a new plan and they bring another new plan. So if you don't know your main strength, I mean, if you don't know the cost, for example, you bring a plan that you say that, okay, we will provide you unlimited data for this much money, and you don't know the costing of your data. Because if you are a finance guy, or if you are a person from costing who has some idea of costing, then you know that if you don't have a good costing of a product, then even selling a high number of product will give you more loss than it will give you. Maybe selling of less number of products should be better for you, because basically you are getting a loss on the sale of each product, if you don't know the exact costing of your product. So before making a package for the customer, the best thing that you must have in your hand is what is your average minimum cost of data. Because for example, if your cost of 1 GB of data is 50 rupees and you are selling 1 GB of data for 48 rupees, you are losing 2 rupees per GB. You are not making 48 rupees, you are basically making minus 2 rupees. So that's why costing of data should be very important when you are building the packages for your customer. And how you build these packages, if you don't have an exact number in your mind, or at least estimated number which is estimated with a very high accuracy, then all of your effort should be wasted. Then, as we told in ARPU as well, that trend is very practical. I mean, if you have a cost per bit data trend of your network, you know that your network costing is going up or it's going down. I have provided here a telecom industry ARPU number, not cost per bit, because this number is not reported generally. It's not easy to get as well, because it needs a lot of inside information which generally the operators they don't provide. I mean, you can only get in this information if you are inside an operator. So it's not easy to get this kind of trend for cost per bit. So I have shown this just for an example. I mean that if you have a decreasing cost, then this decreasing cost is very good for you. I mean, it gives you some real good confidence that okay, our main inherent cost is decreasing gradually, so it means that our profits should be going high. If we are on a constant revenue, or we are on a better revenue stream, then we must be having a good profit on year to year or month to month basis. So this can give you at least some idea that okay, if your costing is going down, then it means that you are maybe in a good position, as we talked in the fragility of costing as well in the last video. And the last thing is that it gives you an idea that how the international trend is going. I mean, how you build this cost, and if it is in line with the international internet cost trends. For example, here we can see that the international cost trend, it is between some big markets, like for example, from Miami to Sao Paulo, from London to Singapore, from Los Angeles to Tokyo, from Hong Kong to Singapore, from London to New York. But if you see one thing common in these, that from 2017 they are on a declining trend. And maybe I will try to make some video on this thing as well, that how exactly the costing is done or should be done in a operator. But your international internet cost is, you can say, that one of the very major cost. I mean, because a lot of your things are dependent over it, because you can control a lot other things, but you cannot control this number very easily because it's an external number. But the good thing is that we know that there is a declining trend, so it means that you can improve your cost, because the main ingredient of the cost is always on a declining trend. So you can use these kind of information to make a better costing, and to provide some good packages, or provide some good things to your customer. So I hope that this video should be beneficial for you, and you should have get some idea from it that why the cost per bit is important, and what are the usages of the cost per bit. So hopefully the next lecture should be the last lecture in this series, and I will be expecting some questions, that if you have any difficulty of understanding, or you have a difference of opinion, then please write to me, comment on this video, and let's get in touch with each other. So see you in my next video. Goodbye.